Hey, Pimp in the Box, what is up with that chick in the studio holding the Gina sign? She's hot. Good work. Terry in Seatown. Hey, that's no chick. That's Anne Marie. Anne Marie came in. In fact, she's still up on our website. In case you missed it, go to jimrome.com and click on the Cleveland photos. Anne Marie came in. She made some signs. And Kyle Brandt went out and found her and said, hey, listen, why don't you come on the show? She's like, no. I never even called the show. Why would I, quote, come on the show? But Kyle Brandt talked her into it. So Anne Marie, this, quote, hot chick that the emailer is talking about, came on the show yesterday. We had her right before the very end.
Man candy. We're hot and dusty, keeping a private jet. Nom done wreck me. Yeah! Yeah!
She made all these signs. She had about 10 or 12 signs. So I said, read these signs. So she wore hot and dusty, keeping a private jet, hit me with a man candy. Now I'm done, rack me. And then she got the Will Gay at the very end. Anne Marie. She was the one who got KB's attention. She was banging on the glass outside the studio and holding up a sign that said, excuse me, I'm looking for Debbie. Of course, KB's first thought when he heard the glass being wrapped was that it was Entitlement Eric and that security would have to get involved. But thankfully, it was not Entitlement Eric. It was Anne Marie with her Debbie sign. She then chased that sign with about a dozen more, as I mentioned, everything from monkey, monkey, monkey to man candy. Had to get her on the air. Not just because she showed up and supported like that, because there were a lot of clones that did, but because she was living proof that attractive females really do exist who listen to the program. Attractive female clones. It's like finding a Bigfoot. We had to get her on. But then when Kyle Brandt went to chase her down, she was gone. So I thought we missed our window. I mean, we had other interviews backed up. Short of bumping Grady Sizemore for her spot, it was going to be tough. When she came back, she was cool. She was on board. And we managed to sneak her in right after Jim Brown without having to say. And as I mentioned, you don't sit with Jim Brown unless you're prepared to have a discussion, unless you're prepared to man up. And I was not prepared to say, with respect, Mr. Brown, we're going to have to cut this conversation short. I brought you off the golf course, into the studio, dragged you way out to this mall, but I'm going to have to cut this conversation short, Mr. Brown, so I have enough time for Anne Marie from Cleveland. Didn't want to have to do that. Luckily, I didn't. She was very cool. She was a cool Seatown gal who may now be an unemployed Seatown gal because she admitted that she came over to the studio during her lunch break, a lunch break that turned into a 3-hour lunch break. So if I'm Anne Marie's current or former boss and I'm listening, cut her some slack. She's a good sport. I'm sure she's a good employee. If she was willing to come on the air and take a shot at executing a quad, yeah. I mean, if I didn't tell you, you probably wouldn't even know. You listen to these side by side and you tell me which one is the real one and which one is Anne Marie. I bet you don't even know.
Yeah!
Will Gade right at the end. You know she's an asset to your company. Anne Marie ruled. She settled in fast. She's like, I never call the show. Why would I come on the show? And within about 5 minutes, she saw her picture on the website and said, can we change that? Can we do that again? Can I take a better picture? See, she's smart. She goes, I know better than to call. I'm not one of those guys who's going to call and be horrible and get run. I know better than to call. Can I take another picture? I don't like the one that's up there right now. Can I be your sidekick, Rome? I like it. She settled in quickly.